Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Etcetera with the Woodards. I'm your host for this evening, Craig Woodard Sr., and this is episode 102. We have a special episode in store for you tonight. I first wanted to say something about my hometown, Erie, Pennsylvania. They're going through some things right now. I'm asking everyone to please give me your prayers. Give them your prayers. We have the incident that happened with Kevin Sparks a little over a week ago, getting hit by a police cruiser and beaten by a police officer. That is under investigation right now. That is my cousin Cliff Crosby's brother. So please keep him in your prayers. And then AJ Gore last night was hit by a car. There was a fight that broke out late night, July 4th type thing, and he was hit and run over by a car. I believe he has a broken leg and some other injuries. He was under surgery earlier today. Please say some special prayers for AJ Gore as well as Kevin Sparks. 814 Erie. Hey, we got to hold ourselves accountable the same way that we are fighting for justice against everybody else. We got to do better as a people as well in order to keep things how they need to be, man. Grown folks, man, we got to go home at a specific time and take care of each other, man. That's my message just for tonight. All right, we're going to move on for episode 102. Where are they now? This is Blacks's Media, 92.7 FM, WICU HD2, and I'm bringing to the stage a good friend of mine, former teammate of mine as well, Al Thomas. Mom, what's up, Al? What's up,
How you
18
doing?
doing, baby?
Thank you so much for having
I'm
me,
doing
man.
good.
Appreciate it. All right.
Absolutely, man. See you representing the green and white. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you better
Um,
believe it, man.
it's great to see you, man. It really, really true. It's been a
No
long
doubt.
time. We've talked over
It
the
really
years,
has.
but
Yeah.
having to see your face, man, it's great to see you. And before we get started, I want to just publicly say this because you've given me a lot of props about my athletic career. Um,
hmm
I want to tell you this, Al, in front of everybody, man. You were one of my idols coming to Mercier's Prep.
Wow.
I know you hadn't heard that before, but you know,
No, I have not.
I've never had I've never had the opportunity to really tell you. I admired everything about you. What a tremendous sprinter you were. You ran so smooth, and we're going to get into that, man. But as a person, the way that you hold yourself, the way that you held yourself, um, I just admire you, man. You've been one of my heroes, man, and you're part of the
Sweet.
reason why I've become successful throughout the years, man. And I'll share some things in a little bit and to tell you how I felt during this moment. You'll know what I'm talking about when we get there, but you are one of my heroes, man. I just wanted to tell you
Appreciate
that
that, man.
publicly.
I really do. That is high praise. I really appreciate that, man. And no, no
Absolutely.
one's ever told me that before. I'll take it. Love it.
All good, all good. I appreciate. I am getting ready to share uh, us here, and I'm going to tag you on Facebook so everybody
Mhm.
can see everything, man. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this particular interview. Could not
Mhm.
wait. Could not wait. Could not wait. All right, there we go. That's all done. And let me get on so we can check the comments and stuff. All right, We got little less than half an hour, man. We got a lot to fit in here, but I want you to take me back, Erie, Pennsylvania, man.
Yeah.
Episode 102. Al Thomas. Where did you grow up? What neighborhood did you grow up in, and how was life back in the day for you?
So I'm not originally from Erie. I grew up upstate New York, and I moved to Erie when I was in middle school. So
Okay,
and so um, my mother and I we lived in the buildings that are back on Mercy's College. I don't even know what you call those buildings, but
got you.
like Briggs Avenue. That's so we I grew up in that area, I went to school, my initial school. I went to St. Joe's, on down. I went there with your cousins, with Paulette and them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the reason why I went there is because my mother was she worked at the hospital, so I would just go into. So that's how that whole thing transpired. But yeah,
Here's the
so,
funny thing. So
mm,
I grew up on 25th and French. My
mm-hmm,
mother worked at St. Vincent as well,
yep, mm-hmm,
and obviously went right past St. Joe's, where Paulette and Terry and Jerry and them, the twins, went.
yep.
Um,
We
and I
all went
went
there
to
at the same time.
yeah, yes, and I went to St. Patrick
Yep.
because my uncle Roland and my aunt Mary and my sister Angie went down there, and I moved to Erie when I was in sixth grade as
Yeah.
well because I was with my dad before that.
Mm,
So
mm,
interesting. I did not know that about you, man. St. Joe's,
yeah.
awesome. And my next question was
Funny.
going to be, all right,
It's
St. Joe.
funny
No,
because Erie back then, Erie was all parishes. Like everybody lived or went, and you lived in that neighborhood. You went to that school, like Saint Stan, Saint Pat, Saint Joe's, Saint John's.
yeah,
That's how Erie was. That was like the dynamic of the city. It's
right.
we kind of associate. Everybody kind of associates each other with those particular parishes too. It's funny, but
Yeah,
I
it is
don't.
weird.
Yeah, but
Um,
it also played a big role in like the sports that was going on because every one of those parishes had a team, and we all, it
yeah,
was like March Madness, like basketball season. We would have like tournaments and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah,
Erie's a very unique city in that regard. Yeah.
yeah. No, you're right about that. So was it in middle school
Mhm.
that you found the attraction to track and field? Did you run in an independent league? Like, how did you get involved in track?
I literally, I probably started running track when I was 6 years old. Yeah, when I lived
Wow.
upstate New York with my grandmother, we had a track program, and every kid in our neighborhood ran track. That's just what you did, and so it wasn't anything new to me. So, and even like my summers when I was a kid, I was on a track team. I never ran
Mhm.
with Norman and them because I didn't stay in Erie in the summertime, but it was kind of along those lines though. I ran an independent on a track team, when I was upstate for my entire
Why?
life.
And you I think you answered my question here, but I'm going to ask this question. Why did you pick Mercier's Prep?
Well, one, the obvious, I live right there. Um,
Right. Okay.
and it was just, it was a natural, when you like think about it, it's a private school, co-ed, and it's kind of like small, close knit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's funny because I reflect on it now. Like back then, I did not realize how unique that place was. You understand? And
Yeah.
man, where else was I gonna go? I mean, I could. It just made all the sense in the world. And plus, my mother, she wanted to give me a private school education. So
Yeah.
that was that's basically it in a nutshell. And it was between
So my cousin,
it was either there or prep. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. My twin cousin Jerry said, "Tell him St. Joseph's is on here right now." So we got Kristen Huber listening, Jerry's watching, Maria Nicosia, Andrea Nicosia, Tina Foment. You got the whole crew now, man. So
I try not to
this is
embarrass them.
really, really good. Absolutely, absolutely. Private school wise, you had prep
Mhm.
Merciers. You picked green and white. You
Yep.
know, when you got to Mercer and you've been running track since sixth grade, you were a senior when I was a freshman, and um, I came in
Hey, right.
and learned a little bit about you, man. And I'm like, yo, this Al Thomas, man, he's fast, man. And I was just, I still was all wet behind the ears and stuff, and I'm trying to learn from you. And I remember when it came down to track season, and I played soccer, and then I played
Mhm.
basketball, and then we moved into track. And I wish this would have we would have at least had to have one race together, but it was me, you, Chris James, and Brian Fomish was going to run the 4x100. And I think we could have done some noise that year. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I was pulled off of the team because
Remember
of my
that.
grades that year. My mom wanted me to concentrate. So I apologize for not being able
Please.
to do something with you, man. But talk about uh, the conditions. So people don't know this. Mercyhurst doesn't have a track to
The track,
practice
yeah.
at.
First of all, so my sophomore year was the first year that they had the team, and man,
Okay.
you said we do not have a track. We reinvent the wheel with our workouts. We run up and down Grandview Boulevard, round the school, up the staircase, everything, and
Yeah.
it was fun. And my coach at that time, the best coach ever, the best human beings ever, Craig McKelvey. Yeah, were you familiar with Coach McKelvey?
Oh yeah.
So uh, he was the JV football coach at Fairview, and so
Hmm.
this guy, every once in a while, it wasn't every day, but he would pile us into the car at 3 o'clock after school, drive us to Fairview, give us some track time, and drive us back to Erie, Pennsylvania. And
Mm.
man, coaching is a thankless job. That man
Yeah.
has done so much for me. Just and I'm sure he's done that for any kid that's ever been coached by him will tell you the same thing. But that's it in a nutshell. We would run
Yeah.
up and
Coach
down the
Mack.
hallways, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, hey, you got track meet, down at Academy High School at and initially it was all in fun. The first year, we took third place
Wow.
on a relay, the 4x1, and
Okay.
it was me, Jerry Neal. You know Jerry Neal. Salute to that
Oh
man.
yeah,
Man. Jerry Neal,
man.
Ron Smith, and Brian Kreidler, and we're like racing some real dudes. Like
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Erie, Pennsylvania has some real talent. And back
Yeah.
then, like, and this is back when there were multiple schools. You had East, Storm Vincent, all that stuff. Like, and we took third place, and it was like, first of all, there's not anything that spells track and field for Mercer's Prep at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just
Yeah.
were not known for that at all. And
Hmm.
we ended up placing in the city meet, on Metro, and it's like, man, and from that point, we just started taking off from there. So
Yeah. And you really fell into your own, man, and really let your talents be known. You ended up. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this in two different ways. You
yeah,
won the 200-meter dash and the
mhm,
400-meter dash at
yeah,
the state championships, PIAA state championship. But
yeah,
you are the first African American at
mhm,
Mercyhurst Prep to
right.
win a state title at that school in the school's history, man. How does that feel knowing a fact like that, plus winning?
Oh, it's I never even thought about that. So I think you're like the first person that said I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I mean, first of all, you got to remember, I went to Mercer's Prep in the late '80s. A different time back then. There were
Absolutely.
there were not a whole lot of Black Latino kids at that school at all. You count
Right.
on
Yeah.
and yes, but we had like a little community too. It was
Yeah.
great. We all knew each other. Like
Yeah.
uh, one of my dear friends, Veronica Sampson. She was like, yeah, the
Listen,
star of
let
the
me
show.
let me cut you off real quick.
What's
I
up?
just talked to V a half hour ago.
Oh wow,
I'll,
you gotta be
I'll,
kidding me.
I'll be featuring her in August. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Continue with your story. Yes, sir.
You know where I'm going then, because yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So we had our own little community. It was a great time, man.
Yeah.
You know, reflecting on it, you know. Um, but yeah, back then, I was just out there running, having fun. I did not realize that, I could take it to a certain place,
Yeah.
and my coaches would tell me like, dude, you can let this pay for your education. You try to tell 17-year-old me that, I'm like, what do I care about
Yeah.
that for?
Right. Right. Right.
But as time went on, I finally, man, Craig, coaches were ready to strangle me to death because they're like, Alan, you have what it takes, man. What's the matter with you, man? I'm like, "Man, can I just like run and have fun and not really care about this?" And again, that's embarrassing, but it was the truth. It was
Yeah.
more fun than anything, but yeah.
Well, more fun than anything, but the anything part of it, this is where you had an effect on others, right?
Right.
So you were a trendsetter for myself,
Mhm.
for Chris James, for Tony Tate, for Levon Rowan, for Vinny Feliciano. Those guys won state
I
championships.
know. That's
Vinny and Levon, and you being there before us
yeah.
gave us someone to aspire to be or to beat. And you know, I just want that to resonate for a minute, when and giving you your flowers, man. When we get older, man, I'm 52, you're 56, 55, 56,
War
54, 54.
54.
When
5
we get,
months.
we're mid 50s, right? Um,
Mhm.
to think of the impact that we had
Mhm.
30 some years ago,
Right.
30
Right.
plus
Oh
some
yeah.
years ago is amazing. To hear me say that to you, you being a trendsetter,
Mhm.
how's that make you feel?
It makes you feel great because there were people before me that I looked up to. I
Yeah,
mean, and man, Craig, you never know who's watching, man. I never thought about that. It's like,
yeah,
what kind of example am I gonna, I
yeah.
don't know. When you said you looked up to me, I thought you were gonna say something about breakdancing or something like that. But I didn't. Like, man, I appreciate it. But
Squeaky, here you go, Squeak. Here you go. Yes, sir. well,
I
well, listen. So let me ask you this, right?
mhm,
So all the hard work, all the sweat, the blood, the tears that you put in,
mhm, mhm,
and you're uh, glorified on the stand, number one
mhm,
in the state,
mhm,
200 and the 400.
mhm.
How did that make you feel? And how does your mom feel about that?
uh, how to make me feel? Well, first of all, I had no idea that I was gonna win states.
Yeah.
I probably would medal. Craig, I went down there. I was trying to triple. So I
Mm,
was rated number 2 in the 100. I had to literally run 7 races because the trials, the semifinals. That's why I don't. That's why you don't hear anything about the 100. I
right.
didn't make the finals. I literally I was running the 1, 2, and the 4. So
Wow.
yeah. Um, but I won the 2. I won the 2 and the 4.
Yeah.
I was rated higher in the 1, but
Mm,
it but and how did it make me feel? My goal was to win a medal. It wasn't to win. I mean, obviously you want to win.
yeah.
My coach, you get a medal for the top 6. My
Yes.
coach, Craig McKelvey, gave me his medal because he medaled in high school, and he was like, "You
Wow.
want one of these?" He let me have that medal and put it in my bedroom. He's like, "This is what you're gonna try to work towards. At the end of the day, this is what you want, right?" And I'm like,
Mm,
"Yeah." All I gotta do is come in 6th place, and I'm cool. Man, I went down there, and it's funny. The 100-meter dash, the semifinal, I got a horrible start, and I didn't make the finals. Like man,
wow.
you go down there, man. You gotta be on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
and I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I'm gonna come. Am I literally gonna come down here and not get a medal? The 400 came, and I did- I don't know what goes through my head whenever people ask me, "What do you think about when you run?" Like, I don't know. It's like I always. It's like the Forrest Gump theory. Like, I just run. I don't even care. I, I remember getting close to the finish line. I'm like, I'm gonna get a medal. and I
Yeah.
was so excited about that. I went absolutely bananas. That I think I still have a record there. Um,
Yeah.
but in any event, it felt great. To answer your
Yes.
question, it it,
Yes.
it was. What did my mom think of it? My mom just wanted me to get out of high school and not be late for school every day. Like, look at my report card, look at my attendance more. She look at the grades. But no, she's always been, my mom. God bless her. Like,
Yeah.
my mom's the only person I know right now that'll walk a mile, jump on a bus, go to work, and stand there for 8 hours and do it on the way back. She's the track person. Yes, and
That's
she's
awesome,
she's
man.
she's
That's
great,
awesome.
man.
That is
And
awesome.
putting me in, our parents. Granted, like I said, it's the '80s. Back then, there wasn't a price tag on when you played sports and stuff. Your parents would tell you just go and play.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I'm not even sure if I would have been able to play sports because it costs money. Back
Yeah.
then, my mom had me. She didn't care what I played, just be in the sport, and it was
Right.
kind of like a babysitter, and you know,
Right.
So yeah, yeah.
Um, Fast forwarding, right?
Wait,
Get out of high school. Your attendance is good. Mom's happy, right? And you get into college,
yep,
uh, Buffalo State.
yeah,
Now, I had no idea that you know where I'm going with this. I
yeah,
had no idea that
yeah.
you went to Buffalo State until my sophomore year at Mercyhurst University. We're playing against Buffalo State, and I look over and I see AT as a wide receiver. And you
Yep,
didn't play high school football. I was on the first team my junior year, first team varsity my senior year.
yep,
You played college football because you were that talented. And I know you came over after the game. We hugged, we embraced, we laughed. It was one of the best moments because I was a young dude. That's my sophomore year. I was a young dude at that time. But to
mhm.
see like one of my idols across from me that I had no idea was even on the squad. That meant something to me, man. How did you feel after the game when you came up to me and I'm just my face was like this?
You
You
like,
remember that?
wait, hold up. I know you from. Wait. This didn't make any sense. So let me give you some background on that. So
Please.
initially, when I went to right out of high school, obviously I went to Edinburgh. My
Yes.
freshman year at Edinburgh did not. It was not awesome. It was a disaster, and I ended up, you know, I took a few years off of school, and
Mhm.
again, when people come up to you and are ready to strangle you to death because, like, why are you throwing this away? And like, dude, you have talent. Like, what? At least you can use this to get an education.
Yeah.
It is it's almost a sin for kids like me at that time to like not really pay attention to like what you really can do, wasting your ability, wasting your just wasting. And I took a couple years off of school, and I'm from here anyway. I ended up going to I ended up going to school in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Part of the reason was the track coach. He knew my coach when I was a kid, and they were like, "Hey, you get this guy back on, get this guy back, on track here." You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he you know, and at that time I'm like, yeah, maybe I should. It's probably a good idea that I do go back to school because what I'm doing right now it was an absolute disaster. It was
Yeah.
2 years of hanging around, not doing anything, wasting, which is an absolute crime.
Mm.
And going back to school and it's like, hey, you go to the Olympics? Like, no, but you get your brain together. I ended up
Yeah.
at Buffalo State, which is like the perfect, the friends, the fit,
Yeah.
the every the people, even the guys, even to this day, we're still tight, and it's like they were all about school and stuff like that, and I'm like, whoa, if you study this, you can get a good grade. That's what it takes. So,
Wow.
and I ended up, of all the things in the entire world, I end up, I came out with a business degree, and away we go. But yeah, football, it's like, Craig, you don't think I can run a 9 route? Like, it's like, hey, like, just, you know, it's funny. I don't know if you played in that. You didn't. I don't think you were there anymore because
Mhm.
funny thing. I probably had one more year eligibility than you. We
Probably.
played. Do you remember Buff State and Mercer's College? We played like a game. We went into 5 overtimes or something like that.
I remember that. I was not at the. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually scored a touchdown in that game, but yeah, but yeah, I remember your face, and not for nothing. The funniest thing about it, we were our team was planning for you. I'm telling you right now. You guys do you guys run like a wishbone or like an option, and you would get to the
Option.
outside, and I remember our coaches drilling our defensive backs. He's coming when he comes around that curve, man. He's good, man.
That's good to hear, man. It's always interesting to hear what the opposing team thinks about your play. And as a freshman, I started that historic freshman year I had. So
Mhm.
everybody in our league knew what I was bringing to the table.
Mhm.
But to hear that, man,
Mhm.
that's
Man,
fun.
I'm
That,
telling you right
that's
now, man. They were gunning for you. You know, you guys ran the
that's
same play.
amazing. Yeah,
Get you to the
yeah.
outside and say, man, he's running downhill, man.
That's amazing, man. It was a pleasure seeing you on the field, and knowing that hey man, this is my dude right here, man. And we had some good times. You got your degree, fantastic. I want you to kind of take us out here
Mhm.
by talking about trials and tribulations you went through. What advice would you give to somebody that has gone through kind of a similar path as your own?
Always believe in yourself. Always. That's that's the number one thing when it comes to these kids out here. They like me. I don't know why. I just didn't. I don't know if it was a self esteem issue or something. You gotta believe in yourself, especially our city, Erie.
Yeah,
And I know that there's some things that are going on there right now. These kids have
yeah,
all the time in the world, all the time in the world, trusting one another. I mean, look at me. Obviously, there's been some things my family and I we went through. Craig, you know how much support we got from different people, like,
mm,
and how we support each other. That's life,
yeah,
man. That's the real deal. So
yeah,
that's my only message. Like, don't be a
yeah.
knucklehead in high school.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
You can
Um.
do it. If I didn't go and get a degree, anybody
Yeah.
can.
There you go. There you go. Hey, the $1 million question. Where are you now? What are you doing now? What are you doing with your life right now?
I I currently live in Buffalo, New York. I just moved here like 4 years ago. I've been living in New York City for the past 25 years.
Yeah.
I When COVID hit, I was
Yeah.
like, so
Mm,
I'm upstate in Buffalo, New York right now. I'm an auditor for a law firm. I work 100% remotely. I work for a law firm in Northern California and live in Buffalo, New
wow.
York. Unlike other New Yorkers, I didn't move to Florida. I moved to Western New York. Go figure.
Hey, well, I'm down here in Tampa, man. I'd love to see you down here in Tampa, baby.
No
You can
man,
always move down there.
man. Everybody, you probably run into more New Yorkers in Tampa than you do in New York City
Yeah.
half the time.
There's a lot. There's a lot, man. But it's all good. Hey, Al, man, it's been a pleasure rapping with you, seeing you for the first time in a long time, and then hearing your side of the story and your upbringing. Your mom sounds amazing. I don't think I ever had
Yes.
the opportunity to meet her, but thank you so much for joining me on Etcetera, man. I really appreciate
Man,
it.
thank you. I
And
appreciate it, man.
yeah, man, I wish you the best of luck, brother. Okay.
Yeah, man. Thanks again.
God
Appreciate
bless
it.
you.
God bless.
Absolutely. Alan Thomas, everybody. Please give it up for Alan Thomas, man. I tell you what, man, one of my idols, young guy coming in to the Hearst and seeing Alan do what he does was amazing to look up to. Another brother to look up to, that kind of paved the way for me and for Chris and Kyle Horton and Shelby Wiley. And I mean, the list goes on and on. Uh, Two-time state champion in the 200-meter dash and the 400-meter dash as well. Al Thomas. Where are they now? He is in Buffalo, New York. Awesome, 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 man. I'm glad I caught up with my man Al. Man, 814. Like I said, let's do better. We got some things going on in Erie. The Erie community has to come together. We have to unite, and we have to do better, man. Praying for Kevin Sparks, praying for AJ Gore. You know, hopefully things go well in the next week or so, and we hear some good news for both of them. Appreciate y'all watching tonight. You will be listening to this on Black Access Media 92.7 FM, WICU HD2 for Al Thomas. I'm Craig Woodard Sr. We'll see you guys next time.